Welcome, listeners, to another great episode of Two Beers and a Mic. Today, we talk about, Stone just got zinned right in the frick. No, I'm sorry.
George got zinned.
We're not zinners. George got veloed right in the freaking noggin there.
Right in the chin.
Oh.
No good.
Anyway, today we talk about tariffs. We're getting political. We talk about Joe Gatto.
And he got you.
He got you in his bed. Got you, boy. We talk about garage beers. Maybe something else Joe has in common.
Beer in the garage.
Yeah, something else in the garage. And then we discuss something else. This is another great episode of Two Beers and a Mic. Here we go.
Woo! Hey guys.
How you doing there, buds?
Oh, we're doing great. Doing great. Just got done filming our TikTok video, and we
yeah.
have a mad respect. Well, I wouldn't say mad, because there are some that
More respect.
yeah, more respect for the TikTok community and what they have to do to put into it.
I would say as you watch them, you're like, these people, they don't work. They just put out these videos. Well, we just spent about an hour trying to put together like a 30-second TikTok.
And most of them were pretty good just being like first takes. So I couldn't imagine having to retake it over and over.
And then the editing that we're going to have to do after. I mean, you know what? You've earned, some of you, not all of you, some of you have earned my respect.
Yeah. The one, we won't get into that.
Yeah, no, it's okay. That's okay.
That's okay. But yeah, that was a fun time. How do you feel about like 35-year-olds making TikToks? Like at what age should you stop making a TikTok?
It's a good question because you got like Big AJ and Big Justice giving people 5 big booms, baby.
Boom!
Boom. They took over the internet there for a minute. You got this homeboy that gambles at the casinos. He's like, what, like 60, 55, 60?
Yep, Matt.
Yeah, Matt does gambling or something like that.
Casino Matt or something. I can't remember.
I don't think there's an age limit.
Casino Matt,
Yeah.
I don't think, I mean.
It just depends on what kind of genre you're in TikTok wise.
I think a lot of people like they think like the old people, like the 80-year-olds, they look so cute trying to make TikTok videos and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of them are funny.
I could have sworn, probably not you, but I haven't showed you the like 80-year-old who like smokes fat woods. He's like, these are doinks.
No.
I gotta show you guys.
Okay.
That's funny.
So I don't think there's an age limit.
No.
Fair.
I'd say you just have to be over the age of, well, no, people film their babies doing baby stuff. So,
are you gonna film your baby?
I don't
like.
feel
Would you
that.
post your baby?
I don't think so. I don't think I want that information.
I know some people that don't even like they'll post family photos and until they're like 3, 4, they'll just put a covering over their face like on Facebook.
I don't think I'll be that.
No.
Like, but if I'm an influencer.
That's different.
Like hundreds of thousands, like millions of people are viewing my stuff. I wouldn't feel comfortable having my child
on there. It's probably going to end up being like seen at some point by paparazzi if you're, that big. And so I feel like, I don't know.
What do you think the next wave of like social media is? Like if you
what's
were to
be
guess,
the next thing?
Like obviously when MySpace came out, would you have ever been like, oh yeah, Facebook? And then like Facebook came out and you're like, oh yeah, well, and then like Facebook and Twitter kind of took over during the Facebook era, but it was like early Twitter. And then Instagram came out, took over the world, and then Twitter kind of made a comeback, and then now TikTok and I think it's like really TikTok, Instagram, Twitter are the big 3.
Yeah, for sure.
And TikTok's like, oh, nah, bro.
No, I think
that's
Facebook's
big
struggling.
me.
I think America will try to make a TikTok
app.
platform.
You think
That
so?
would be the next.
Well,
they're trying to buy it.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be as big because they won't sell their algorithm to the US.
Yeah.
Because that's what everybody's trying to figure out is how their algorithm works to where they can just get, the same video or the same genre or style of videos on your feed.
Even YouTube hasn't cracked it. And YouTube's owned by Google and they're like the 3rd richest company in the world.
Yeah, you've got the top 5 richest companies in the world trying to all crack this algorithm.
And they can't even do it.
Yeah. they're gonna want billions for that.
And China's just knocking it out of the park, stealing all of
China.
our info.
China, we should put tariffs on China.
We
have put tariffs on China. 25%.
Tariffs. You should have to pay 25 cents per TikTok video that comes through your phone.
That'd be crazy.
And if it's
That'd
an
be nuts.
iPhone, it's
TikTok,
an extra $6.
I could definitely see TikTok doing a subscription based.
No ads.
Yes.
Oh,
No
shoot.
ads, $5 a month, bro.
You know how much I'd pay for that?
Yeah.
If I
dude.
could pay for no freaking TikTok shop videos, I'd pay for it right
Oh,
now. Every
dude.
freaking second video is TikTok shop.
literally.
Sick of it. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, imagine that. Just $5 per subscription.
It's the same crap, bro.
Yeah.
Like, how many keyboards do I need to see on my TikTok shop page?
Yeah, that's annoying. That
You know what
needs
I
to
mean?
be filtered out.
Maybe you should stop looking.
Maybe I should. There's a reason the keyboards are on my TikTok shop.
The keyboards are little.
There, Jake.
There are some pretty sick keyboards on the TikTok shop, bro.
His keyboards are a little sticky right now.
I actually have one. I actually have a keyboard saved in my phone that I might purchase. It looks pretty dope.
I do like the ASMR videos of them like typing the old school keyboards from like $10 keyboard all the way up to like a
Yeah.
$300 keyboard, and it just sounds like.
The old ones, bro. I could never go in from the keyboard I have now, which like is a good it's a good like beginner like aesthetic keyboard, to like a freaking
The big
like
block buttons.
the ones from like high school, dude.
I'm not gonna lie, those
You think?
ones from high school I used to.
Were they blocky or were they like the flat ones?
ours were
I hate-
blocky.
bro. I hate the flat ones.
Yeah, I don't like
The
flat ones.
The flat ones were like, I don't know. They were always in worse condition. Older ones.
Facts.
Yeah,
Like the blocky ones, those
they held up. Yeah. What was your? Did you have a cafeteria number? Like, did you have to? What was it?
319-7777.
170-636 was mine. That's something that just stays with you forever.
You remember your elementary one?
Same one.
Really?
It just stayed in the same system.
Mine was 23455.
Bro, that's a dope one. Y'all remember those locks? Let's go to memory lane. Y'all remember those locks that were like lift, up, down, right, or something like that?
Oh,
Y'all
yeah.
remember those?
The directional
I
locks.
remember it,
Those
but
were
don't
great.
remember
I
my
used
number.
it. Yeah, I used it once until I forgot what it was.
Yeah, and
I
you're
had
like-
to get the coach to come back.
Yeah.
Bro, when those came out and like the new kid or like the kid at
You just
school
go
had
up.
one, and he was hitting that home. He was like,
Bro, you want to know some crazy stuff?
what?
You know how the locker rooms that have like every team's locker room back there just in sections?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was at football's office, coaches are.
Yeah.
I came upon like across a stack of papers, locker combination.
No. You started stealing people's stuff, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
That's probably how my stuff got stolen.
No, this was like junior year.
You sell it to someone?
He got his stuff stolen freshman.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
I'm not no thief.
Hey, what'd you do with it though?
No, I gave it to a thief.
Did you sell it to him?
Yeah,
How much?
like $50.
That's tough, bro.
But,
That's
I mean,
crazy.
he ended up.
Yeah.
I sold it to Derek. He
Oh,
didn't find
damn.
nothing. He got like 3 pairs of shoes. Everybody else really didn't.
Yeah.
I found like it was like 5, 6 papers.
Bro, you know how many times I forgot mine? I had to go ask. Or they had
Oh,
to like
really?
cut it open.
I was pretty good about
Give
my
me a
locker
new one.
combo. I wasn't good. Yeah, I wasn't good at the directional ones,
This dude though, you heard that story
What?
about him getting robbed?
I remember
Like they
hearing
would
it.
steal like what they stole.
but yeah,
like
my snack money, bro.
$600.
I'd be selling snacks throughout the day, and I'd have
This
like
little hustler.
yeah, I'd have like 150, 175 bucks in my locker, and I remember coming back in my locker one day, and it was just open, and I looked in there, and nothing else was gone but the money, and I was like, these bros, and then it
Somebody
happened.
You knew.
Yeah, I knew who it was. It was Usher. What's his name?
Antonio.
Yeah, that's what.
Antonio wouldn't do that.
That's what. Who told me that? There was somebody who had told me that it was him. That's why I say that. I didn't catch him.
I know him.
This bro was in there just like freaking. This bro was in there. He created inflation. That's probably how inflation started. He's in there selling freaking like Scooby snacks for
Dude.
like $5 a
Yeah.
package.
And I would make bank doing it too. Well, for 200 bucks a day, probably like 20 profit because I'm spending the 80 on snacks. My dad got me started.
You didn't spend the money on snacks.
No.
Your dad bought you the snacks.
No, the first time he did, yeah, I swear. And then the rest of the time he made me. Like he wouldn't let me.
Fair
He
enough.
wouldn't let me, or he wouldn't lend me the money because he knew I'd be selling them.
Yeah.
But then, like, bro, I'd be in the portable. End of the day, you know, I'd have maybe 6, 7 snacks left, and I'd go to the restroom, and Coach Jackson would just let people go through my bag.
Bro, that's crazy.
And I was like, yeah, like I would go to the bathroom, and he was like, man, you're not supposed to be doing it anyway. So like, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm like, what? That's
You're like, how do you even know that this is like that money? Like, what if it's just my money?
Right.
And you're just letting people.
No, it wasn't money.
He's talking
Just
about the snack.
Yeah,
I
literally
know.
just the
Oh,
snacks.
they stole the snacks.
Yeah, they would.
Oh, well.
No. But I mean, still, you know, $2-3 a snack, and I would
it's
get
like
like 5
Someone's
stolen.
like, that's $18 a profit. I got
literally.
stolen from you.
That's a box of Snickers.
Yeah, bro. What? Scooby?
Yeah, the hot fries did the best. Hot Cheetos did the best. Honey buns.
Big ticks.
I was big on honey buns. They did real
buns.
good. And then
I'm not gonna lie, junior, senior year, Big Tex took over.
yeah, the Big Tech cinnamon rolls. Those were just expensive, bro. Those were
$2.
expensive. And I didn't sell anything for over $2. When I had the cinnamon rolls, I had them for $2.
I think the Big Tex, they were selling it for $3.
Yeah, they would sell it for $3 in the snack stand.
What?
And I see it at Sam's Club for like $12
You're like,
For 20.
And you're like, this school's robbing us.
Yeah.
Literally, bro.
Uh,
But yeah, Von Trick was the one he was a football player, and he would sell it, and that bro would go through like 2 bags of snacks because he had been doing it for 2-3 years, and he was a senior. And then they cracked down on it.
snacks.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
dude. So there's one time that just brought up a terrible story, but it reminds me of one time I was a freshman, right? And George knows I was out, not sheltered, but I wasn't introduced to BA environment freshman year, right? Or until my freshman year. And I'm sitting in drama class one day because it was either drama or choir. I later ended up doing choir, partially because of the story. But I'm sitting down in class. It's probably the second weakest class. And everybody knows I'm a freshman, and I have that class with Von Trick, and he had seen me, you know, at summer ball or something like that. So I was like, hey, maybe if I, you know, say what's up to him, he'll say what's up to me. So I said what's up to him or whatever, and then this guy comes walking in, and he's got like a baggy shirt, baggy pants, like very like 90s style, early 2000s high schooler, right?
Okay.
And he comes in, and he's like smiling. I'm like, what the heck? And Von Trick's like, what you smiling at, fool? And he was like, man, no, he goes, smell my finger. And he was like, that's what the guy said to Von Trick. And Von Trick was like, I ain't smelling your finger.
And you said, I smell your finger.
Are you
He
fucking
goes,
weirdo?
no, he goes, hey, freshman, smell my finger. I was like, he goes, just do it. Just do it. It doesn't smell bad. I was like, okay. Smelled it. And he goes, smell like good pussy right there.
No.
I was like,
way.
you did not just do that to me. He goes, yeah, bro. This girl back in my last period just got it in. I was like, all right.
Stone walked in there first day. He's like, y'all ever heard of
Stone
Toby
had-
Mac?
He had no mustache.
What's your
at the
favorite?
moment.
They're like
I know.
icebreakers. Like, what's your favorite movie? It's like they're doing like Duolingo or not Duolingo. What's the
Duolingo.
what's the thing that they do now? It's like trivia on the where like everyone can like sign on their
this
phone.
Kahoot.
Yeah, Kahoot. It's like, what's everyone's favorite movie? Like, vote for your favorite movie, and you just see like Chronicles of Narnia up there, and you're like, who the frick put Chronicles of Narnia? It's
Or
like,
the Little Giants.
yeah. Or
What's it-
facing the Giants,
Facing the Giants.
fireproof.
Literally, bro. That, you know, it's got a great story, but as
Yeah.
I grew older and started watching it, I was
Still
like,
great movies.
Yeah.
Facing the Giants, bro. That movie.
oh yeah, that one's great. But there's just some moments that are a little cringe.
Yeah, oh,
That's
yeah.
like, just, you know, could have done better acting. But yeah, from that next day, I ended up transferring out of that class and going to choir. After that, I was like, man, drama ain't for me.
Too much drama and
Too much
drama. I'm
drama
smelling
and
too many
drama.
fingers.
Smelling too many fingers, bro.
Fresh.
God, dude, yeah. That's
This-
back when like
this-
Smack Cam and everything was around too.
Smack game.
I remember that.
Ashton Kutcher. That show.
Do you
What was that show
guys-
called? Like Punked.
That was a great show. Oh, speaking of,
Okay.
old Joe Gatto done
Joe
got.
Gatto. He got. Joe Gatto. Let's look this up.
All
You
the
talk
sexual
about
allegations.
it. I
Yeah.
heard he's He was,
There
He's
were a
doing
bunch
good.
of women that came up and had sexual allegations against him, but he looked at the camera and always looks at the camera like this, like just a little cross-eyed. It's kind of funny.
His comedy tour was canceled.
Oh, really?
Yep. And he entered. What does it say? It says he entered
Witness
an
protection
inpatient
program.
facility.
A what?
Inpatient facility.
You think
This
he has
is-
a problem?
This is people.com, so we're gonna see what this says. It'll.
Maybe they're
up
just
here.
a weird thing with freaking rich dudes and
What do you think? Do
that. God, dude.
you ever watch Billions?
Mm-mm.
So like, I can see it with like the mega rich, because like, our whole like purpose in life, right, is like as humans, human natures to like strive. Some of us.
Procreate.
No, it was like to shut up. It's to strive to like accomplish or like be the best at something, right? So like, but these dudes already did it. You know what I mean? Like
They want something that they can't have, I feel.
they can't grind anymore because they have all the money they could ever want. It's like okay, like let's say Bill Gates, right? Bro's got money on money on money on money. Bro does not need he doesn't need to grind to go to the grocery store and pay for food or like pay his rent or nothing like that. And so like his human nature's taking over as like, what's something that I can't do? Because it's pretty limited with the amount of money he has and what you can't
There's
do.
literally nothing he can't do. Like what do you think that number is?
Can't
like
do.
that there's literally nothing you cannot do. If you had
10 billion.
that you think if you had 10 billion in your bank account, that's the number
There's nothing I can't do.
with 10 billion?
I don't. Yeah, because I think like even a billion now is like you're still kind of limited.
Yeah.
But I think like
You're in the billionaires club, but not the multi-billionaires club.
yeah, because I think once you hit maybe even 100 billion,
Really?
I think you're like.
I don't know, man. I
nothing-
bet you there's people who don't make that with. I mean, think about celebrities, right?
Yeah,
And Epstein's Island. And,
that's what I was talking about earlier.
right.
Yeah.
I don't think not to say I don't want to use him because I actually like his music. Who would be
You mean
Diddy?
Jay Z?
Yeah, Diddy, for
Oh.
instance. I don't think he was doing it with 100 billion.
No,
I think 10. I think you're on track with 10
10 billion.
Maybe 20, 30.
Well, Diddy wasn't even a billionaire, was it?
Yeah.
Mm. No, so that's so maybe a billion.
Maybe.
Because you got to think, most of the world makes 50 grand
Fair.
a year.
What do you mean? Like what are some things that people that make like let's say like 10 million? What are some things that they can't do?
I would probably say because they can't buy a yacht. They could, but they'd be using majority of their
Yeah, that's fair.
of
Or
their
like
savings.
a private jet. 'Cause
Right.
Those are like 7 million, right?
Yeah. So you could, but you're gonna make yourself go broke. Maybe
Yeah,
even
maybe
like
a billion because a billion's 1,000 millions,
yeah,
and I feel like land, house,
yeah.
jet, yacht.
And
I don't
you're
know. I don't know, bro. Because isn't McGregor's yacht and like Michael Jordan's yacht aren't those like 250 million a piece?
Oh yeah. I mean, they're stupid.
So even then, if you had a billion, like that would tap you out a lot.
That yeah, depending on what you're spending your money on.
George, you good?
He started crying.
Oh, yeah. What else could you not do? Okay, so I think the number. I
You
think
couldn't
the
own an
number-
island.
I was just-
Or well, you could
I
own
think
an
you could own
island.
an island.
You could own an island. I've seen islands for sale for like
Yeah.
70 grand.
Yeah,
There's-
small, but
yeah, and deathly, but
yeah, but you're good. You
Yeah.
can still have one. Take your yacht up there.
This is not sand.
Yeah, get off your yacht, get on the jet ski that's parked out back, and then just pop over there. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, sand.
It's sand.
Yeah.
yeah, I would probably say a billion, honestly. Either 5 billion. 5 billion.
5 billion.
Because then that's 5,000 billion millions.
5,000 millions. Yeah, that'd be hard to crack.
I mean, because you could go out and buy, a private plane for probably 30, 40 million.
A good one.
A good
really
one.
good
A
one.
new one, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got a yacht for probably 20, 30 million. I mean, yeah, you could spend your first 500 million on bullshit
Yeah.
and still be A-okay.
Oh, 100%. What are some things that are like not like society's like not okay with that you could do
Oh,
with
definitely,
that
like,
money.
children stuff and like bestiality, I
Oh,
would
bro.
say, or like,
Bro, what do you mean you can have $50,000 in new piece?
Oh, that's true.
That's
true.
What do you mean?
That's true.
Hey, you-
That's normally is probably those people too.
bro, have you seen that TikTok? No, I think it was an old Vine, but it was this guy walking in, and he's walking into this pet shop at a PetSmart, and he goes, "Yeah," he said, "Y'all got any fish?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "What kind of fish you looking for?" He's like, "The one with the biggest mouth." He goes, "Preferably no teeth."
God, that's awful.
So you can be scum of the earth, and
That's very true.
That's
It'll
fine.
be good.
Yeah, you'd
That's
be
very
fine.
true.
You can make that happen.
Yeah, I'd probably just say, yeah, all the fucking children stuff that people like to. That's probably the biggest thing, honestly. Or like,
Crazy.
oh,
work, bro.
I heard about this the other day. Okay, so people on the black market, right? I heard it was in a conspiracy theory.
Okay.
It was with a conspiracy theorist on the Joe Rogan podcast,
Yep.
and he was talking about how, like, some of the the darkest things that he can talk about, right? That he's seen, because he would help with investigations and stuff like that. But he would see people be like tortured, like babies tortured.
What?
Yeah, and like
Bro, that is
on
sick.
the black market, like there would be a live stream. People would pay, and you would get to stream like brutality, literally.
That's nuts.
So like I think like people's fetishes like that. I mean, I think honestly there is it is limitless as to what people can like imagine in their mind. Because at that point you're like, all right, you're just sitting there thinking,
That's
what
right.
could I do?
Yeah,
What could I do? Fuck that.
that's insane.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like those people that have that money, they
Or like the Hunger Games. I bet you there's stuff
yeah.
like that goes on.
easily
Take people out to your island
world's most dangerous game.
and be like, all right.
Humans.
There's been a couple movies about things like that where
Yeah.
people will come and like spend. There was this guy's girlfriend comes and meets the family for the first time, and she has to go and play hide and seek. Well, it's hide and seek with weapons. I don't think that's too far off from what people are actually capable of doing, because I think that they get a thrill from it.
What's that one movie? Big Baby.
Yeah. And the
Big Baby.
Asian movie.
Big Baby.
With the noise, if it sees you moving.
Oh, what is it called?
Cabin in the Woods.
No. With all the red men.
They gotta run towards the baby, and when the baby gotta stop.
Oh, Squid Game.
Squid
Yeah.
Game. Yeah.
Like that's
Real life.
based
Well,
on
that's
a
based
real-
off a true story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly.
So
that.
yeah, so that could definitely, that's not too far off at all.
Mr. Beast did that.
So like just making torturing other people, like real life video games. I think people would,
That's crazy, dude.
yeah.
That's crazy.
I think at that point you'd have to have like $1 billion to probably 5 billion for that, because you probably need $1 billion just to put that on.
You think?
Maybe 10. I don't know, man. 500 million.
No, I think you could. International waters, bro. They can't do nothing. I bet
Jake's-
for not even that
Jake's
much.
thinking about doing this.
Nah,
for
bro.
his
No,
first
I'm saying
billion.
like, I'm saying like, if
Call of Duty, real life.
If you, like, I promise you, these drug dealers out in like Africa and stuff, bro, they're doing this stuff.
Oh yeah, where like death games and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Oh, without a doubt.
Like they got
My
their-
my grandpa would talk about stuff like that in
They got-
Sudan
They
during.
got like slaves over there, and they're like having them beat each other to death. Like that stuff's not just in the freaking 1890s. Like that stuff's still happening over in the Congo somewhere, bro. You know it.
You remember that one dude that was taking kids, putting them in his army back when we were in high
Yes.
school?
Koresh or something. No,
Yeah,
that's not him. Koresh was the Waco guy. But I know what you're talking about. Kony 2012.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah, that was crazy.
He had
Yeah.
he had a kid army, bro. He was like out in, I don't remember where he was. I think it was
Yeah.
and he'd build this army, bro. And all these kids had AKs, and they were like,
just going taking more kids from different. Like,
yeah, they were just stealing them
What the heck?
from their villages. Here, let me look that up. Hold on.
That's crazy,
word.
dude.
2012. Yeah, it was around Barack Obama's.
God.
Ugandan cult leader, war criminal, and Joseph Kony.
I would do like a midget army, but a kid army.
Because that literally it like blew up out of nowhere.
Died,
Talking about
right?
How do you stop talking about a dude?
There was a documentary about it, but basically, let me see here. Synopsis. The film documents the invisible children's plans and efforts to capture Joseph Kony. It describes Kony's actions with his rebel militia group's Lord's Resistance Army, the LRA, including forced recruitment of child soldiers in the regions northern Uganda, Republic of the Congo, and South Sudan. Yeah, bro.
Crazy.
That's crazy work.
If you could have,
You try beer?
yeah, oh yeah.
So they
If you could have a beer, what kind of beer would you have? A cold
Not
one.
a beer from the Congos.
beer from the garage. Not a beer from Joe Gatto's fridge.
Might be reaching in and grabbing something
Stone.
else.
Yeah,
Stone.
bro. Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby up.
You got 3 choices.
With a beer to
You got Bill Cosby,
Ooh.
Joe Gatto.
Joe Gatto, and Diddy. Who are you taking a beer from?
Who am I taking a beer from?
And you're 16.
Bro, it's like that
Probably
Family Guy
Joe
skit.
Gatto, because it's only been against women. So I'll be all right there.
Have you seen that Family Guy? That Family Guy bit where this guy pulls up in a van. It's like Little Peter, and he's out there and he's just walking around and he's like, "Hey, you want some free candy?" And he's like, "No, my mom says I shouldn't do that." And then he's like reading the paper later and it says, "Kid gets lifetime supply of free candy," and he's like, "What?" And he starts crying. And then they show him again walking on the street. This guy pulls up in a van. He goes, "Hey, kid, you want some free candy?" And he goes, "Yeah." And then there's another newspaper article that says, "Kid raped, no candy involved."
That's
that's not worth laughing about, but Family Guy, that's funny, bro. Anyway, let's grab a beer from the SOK Lone Star sponsored mini fridge.
Yeah. Breeding and training the best UK Labradors for the modern day sportsman.
Here we have the original iteration of the Garage Beer by Jason Kelsey's business of some sort. Can I read this in
Beer in
my,
the garage, absolutely.
my nice what is it, ranch fuel accent? This is the side of the can where beer brands tell their story, but we thought you would rather just drink beer with your buddies. Garage beer is light, refreshing, and made with the highest quality ingredients. That's it. Keep it light. Cheers. Boom, baby.
Keep it light.
Yeah, 4% alcohol by volume, 95 calories. The classic small batch brewed light beer by Garage Beer. The garage is always open.
Open.
Stoney, why don't you just pop that little tab for us over there? Give us a little.
Give you a little. Oh,
That was money, dude. The Garage Beers, they got good pop.
they got good pop.
They got good.
You gonna drink out of George's glass today?
Where's my glass? Oh, George, will you hand me that glass, please? Because yours is the funny one.
Yeah.
Say that like that's cool.
Yours is the full body one.
Got to get it out of our snifters.
Full body boy.
Look at that. It's got a nice little foam top on it. Nice little foam head. Right there. No.
Bro, it's dripping. That's why I'm not grabbing it. What are you doing? Take it. It's
George!
dripping.
Take the beer. Yeah. Bro, the little foam on his fucking gooch, bro. That was crazy work.
Wasn't gonna do it with my glass.
Fair enough. What we got here?
All right. 4%.
Yep.
95 calories.
Easy chugging.
Seems like a good old beer.
George, what do you what do you want to rate it? It gives it a thumbs up from Georgie Porgy. Let's give it a drink. Pinkies, boys.
Oh yeah.
Nice,
Smashing those.
Nice and easy, bro. Nice and easy. What about it? You got a little aftertaste there?
I'm smashing those all day.
A little afternut?
And there's not too much of like a wheat taste.
No. It's just nice and refreshing.
There's like log.
Pardon?
I don't know.
A log.
You put
Not
your mouth
bad.
on a lot of logs, so you'd know.
Is that what you would? Yeah. Did you get those poo-poos in your purse? Did you get those poo-poos in your purse? From the last episode, you said you wanted a couple poo-poos in your purse. Did you put them in there?
I wanted a couple poo-poos.
Yeah, that's what you said. Do you not recall?
Did you get it for me?
Yeah, but it might be a minute.
That's fine. Whenever you're ready.
All
I
right.
got 6 different pockets.
Oh, so 6 poo-poos.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, 6. The more the better. You want to join?
No, but I did see a funny TikTok of this guy picking up poop in the ocean.
No. Anyway, before we get to that,
yeah.
what do we rate the garage beer? I think it's good. I think it's just good.
Honestly,
I'm going 7.8.
I'm gonna go 8.
All right, 7.9 for the garage beer.
Very
the
drinkable.
little.
We're just pressing buttons at this point. We do apologize.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
I like it.
that was a great way to end it.
Yeah, boys.
Yeah.
I think we're killing.
Cheers, cheers.
Anything else we want to talk about now? I think we topped all the topics.
Yeah, top the topics.
I think we topped them all.
The top of the top topics.
Check out Baby Boy on Apple Music, Spotify, and all listening platforms. BBYBOI. BBYBBBBY.
BBYYBOI.
Anyway.
That will be $49.99 for your 10 seconds of advertisement.
Latest single out right now, Parking Meter.
See you later,
Go ahead and check
guys.
it.
See you later.